Hey everyone, today is December 9th, 2016. I just wanted to give you an update. I actually took my second shot of testosterone at half a milliliter on Wednesday, and I wanted to do a podcast or an update that day, but I was busy. I'm installing a new brick wall in the front yard, and it's more work than I had anticipated, so I was unable to get that done. But for this injection, I actually administered it myself with the assistance of the doctor, and it went pretty well. It wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be initially, but still a side effect is that days later my legs are sore, or my leg is sore, the one that I administered it. So I'm rotating which leg I actually inject myself in. There haven't been any major side effects. I think my body's just acclimating to having the different hormones in my body. I don't see any mood swings. I don't see any temperament differences. I haven't really noticed that, but and I haven't had anybody else say that either. So far so good. I'm excited about the progress and that it's not going faster than I wanted it to go. So I kind of wanted to touch on my name change for the few of you that are watching. It wouldn't make sense for me to do all this and still remain female, I guess, because I'm having a top surgery, I'm taking hormones. So logically, the next thing would be for me to actually start being referred to in the correct gender. So my plan is to start the process of changing my first name, which those of you that have been with me, which obviously you have if you're watching this, for the most part of my life, I've changed my last name to my mother's when she passed away. And at that time, I asked my grandmother's permission to change it because it was going to be my grandfather's name. So she wanted me and invited me to make my last name Felix. At that time, it was a conversation we had, but I told her that I wanted it to match my mom's. But things happen for a reason, and I believe that's because now I need to change my name to a male name, and I've decided that Felix will be my new first name. So in homage to my grandmother, since I will be giving up her first name, I'll still keep a part of her by using her maiden name, which is Felix. So my name is going to be Felix J. Tafoya. I'm going to, go to the courts. I've already done this process before. It's been a while, but I've done it. So I'll change my name. I'll go to DMV and Vital Records and change my gender. And I will be scheduled for my top surgery February 22nd, I believe, somewhere right around there. So I'll have 4 to 6 weeks during my recovery time to get all these changes done. And then when I return to work, that will be when I announce how I prefer to be referred to going forward. It's actually pretty interesting. I went to a support meeting, and the one thing that I did grasp onto that stayed with me was, going into something like this, you never really know what everybody's going to say. And obviously you're going to run into people that knew you the way you were, but I've always had, this persona, so I don't think it's going to be that far-fetched once I start going by a male name. But for those of the people that don't know me very well or really are not part of my day-to-day life, when they see me, they're going to recognize me. I'm just going to say I go by Felix now. I mean, that should be more than enough of an explanation for those. And the bottom line is, if they were that important in my life, they would already know what's going on with me. So that's how I see things. So it's very, very unnerving. It's very unpredictable how this whole thing is going to unfold. I have talked to human resources at my job, and the director of human resources is very supportive. I have a friend that I worked side by side with for years when I was in a different department, and now she's in HR, and I moved into slots, but we still remain friends. So she also is an ally that I have that I believe will help me in my journey. So yeah, I have a lot of things lined up to try to make this transition as seamless as possible. So I guess that's pretty much all the update I have for now. I I'm excited to see what this is going to go next 2 weeks after I start. As of next 2 weeks, when I start administering my dosage, it's going to double to 1 milliliter. And I'm curious. I'm curious to see how that's going to affect me, if it's going to progress me faster, if I'm going to see different results. But this was by my request. I could have already been at a higher dosage, but I wanted to take it slow because I want to be able to document and monitor the progress that I'm making to make sure that it's going in guideline to how I want it to. It's not like a race to see who can get to the finish. It's me transitioning into what I know that I was meant to be. So I want to see the progress, I want to see the development, and I want to enjoy the ride. So for those of you that are watching, thank you for your support, and thank you for making sure that I know you're there for me. And if you guys have any suggestions or you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, because I'm sure there's things I'm not thinking of that I'm just taking for granted, or maybe I just haven't thought of it. So I'll be back with you in a couple of weeks, which will be right before Christmas. Right before Christmas, I'll try to post something. So have a good day. Have fun shopping. I hope everybody got some kind of bonus or incentive at work to make your holiday a little bit better. I did, and that's what I'm investing in. My house is getting a new brick fence right now, so that's what I'm doing with my bonus. That's pretty much it, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in a few weeks.